Hey guys, it's the Yankee Down Under here, coming back at you with another Marvel Champions playthrough. Today we're going to have Scarlet Witch with the Justice aspect, taking on the Absorbing Man, along with the Mess of Things modular set. I'll go ahead and I'll run through this deck real quick. So as usual, we'll have 3 double resources. This time we're going to use 1 power on all of us. We'll do a use Heimdall. Just to manipulate the boost icons in the deck as good as we can. We'll have speed. We'll use for him for thwarting. Wicking, also for thwarting, except that he'll do a damage, whenever he thwarts. Avengers Mansion, just for card draw. Queen Carrier for a resource. Team build exercise to reduce our um, cards for shared traits such as Avengers. Hence why we have Wicked and Speed in there, because they're both Avengers, along with the Queen Carrier because that's an Avenger vehicle. Supports, along with Team Dark Stars, we'll have Interrogation Room. That's after we defeat a minion to exhaust Interrogation Room to remove a threat from the scheme. We'll have Endurance for survivability, Downtime to increase our recovery, Sorcerer Supreme to increase our hand size, Sense of Justice. Generates a mental resource for a thwart event, so we could use this to play our thwart events. 2 copies of Spiritual Meditation for just to cycle our deck. Order and Chaos to get rid of Treachery card whenever we have Quicksilver in play. 2 copies of Clear the Area. That way for thwarting to draw a card. 2 copies of Multitasking to just remove threat. But if you use a mental resource, we can remove 2 threats from a different scheme. So we can always use Sense of Justice to trigger that. 2 copies of Turn the Tide. That way, after a hero thwarts removes all threat from the scheme, we can deal 3 damage to an enemy. And 1 copy of Crisis Averted. It's for thwarting, so we can remove 6 threat from the scheme, from the main scheme. And then, of course, using the mineral resource, we can bypass Crisis icons. And of course, we have our standard deck, but we won't go through that because we already know what all that's in that. So we'll go ahead and shuffle our deck up. Like I said, we're taking like Zoriman. He has we'll be doing Zoriman standards, so Zoriman 1 and 2. The standard and counter set. And then a 1 modular counter set. Supposed to be Hydro Patrol, but like I said, we're subbing out Hydro Patrol for Mess with Things with Scorpion. And he has 14 hit points. He has a Scheme of 1 and an Attack of 2. And he gains a trait of each environment in play. So whenever he gets an environment in play, certain things that happen. If you haven't seen or heard the news, they have just announced Drax coming out in June, and he looks phenomenal. He comes in with the protection aspect, which was really surprising for me. I figured he'd come with aggression, but yeah, they already have aggression for Rocket, and they already have aggression for Gamora, so protection probably would have worked out best. I already had group protection, so now we got the Star-Lord's leadership. So all they're missing is a Justice. So the question is, what's the next hero pack coming out that's going to have Justice for Guardians? My guess, Mantis, maybe. And then there's also the leaks that came out a while back where it says that where else is going to have Venom. So maybe Venom will come with Justice? Who knows? I don't know. If you got a wild guess, go ahead and leave a comment, because I'm really not sure about this one. So that's all shuffled up. So the setup is going to be discards from the encounter deck into an environment discarded. Put that card into play and shuffle the encounter deck discard pile into the encounter deck. So we'll go ahead and discard until we get an environment. There we go. The abandoned facility. It has the metal trait in the force response that after a resort man makes an undefended attack against you, you discard one resource icon from your hand. 2 resource icons instead if there are 5 or more delay counters on the main scheme. So as of now, Resort has the metal trait. So we'll go ahead and flip this over. None shall pass. It has a threshold of 12. So once it hits 12, the game will be over. It has a force response after resolving step 1 in the villain phase. Place 1 delay counter here. And then when an environment in play, enters play, you discard on each other environment card in play. So if we get another environment play, then this one's going to go away. Comes with 2 threat per player. And it will advance by 1 at the beginning of the villain phase. So we'll go ahead and deal our hand size of 6. When a last boss, she's got a recovery of 3. She's a mystic and has the action. We can discard 2 cards from her hand and draw 2 cards or discard 3 if Pietro is in play. And she has 10 hit points. So we'll get a Hex Bolt, a Warp Reality, Power All of Us, Chaos Magic, Order and Chaos, and a Magic Shield. Let's go ahead and discard Order and Chaos. And draw 1. Returning the Tide. Yeah, we're not going to trigger Superpower Siblings. Let's go ahead and spend 1 for a Magic Shield. So that's a 1-cost upgrade. It has an interrupt. So when a friendly character would take any amount of damage, discard Magic Shield to prevent 3 of that damage. Let's go ahead and flip over to Scarlet Witch. She's got 2 thwart, 1 attack, 2 defense. She's an Avenger Mystic, hand size of 5, and has an interrupt called Chaos Control. So when boost icons on the counter card will be counted, discard the top card of the encounter deck and count the number of boost icons on that card instead. Limit per phase. Now let's go ahead and play Turn the Tide for 2. It's a 0-cost event. It's an attack response. So after your hero thwart, we have to thwart first. So we're not going to do that. Actually, yeah, let's do that. We'll thwart for 2. Let's take 2 off. And then we'll play Turn the Tide. So now we can play. So after your hero thwarts or removes all 3 from the scheme, which we did, we deal 3 damage to an enemy. So it knocks him down to 11. And then let's play Chaos Magic. So it's a 0-cost event. So a hero action, play a card from your hand. Ignoring its resource cost, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck equal to that of the card's current resource cost. So we'll play Hex Bolt. So we'll discard 2. Discarding Assault and Avalanche. And so it's a 2-cost event. So we discard the top 3 cards in the encounter deck. For each card discarded this way, that boosts icons equal to 0. We deal 2 damage to enemy. 1, remove 2 threat from a scheme. 2, draw a card, or 3, place a status card on the character. So the first card is a 1. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. There's no threat to remove. But we could. Yeah, let's do that. Let's trigger. So that's a 1. So let's trigger Chaos Control. So we won't count that one. We'll discard this one instead, which is a boost, which is 0, so we deal 2 damage to an enemy. Knock him down to 9. Second discard is a 1. Remove 2 threats from the scheme. That's null, so that won't happen. And then the third is a boost, so that's a 0. So we deal 2 damage to an enemy. Lock him down to 7. And then we'll end our turn. We'll keep Warp Reality. And we'll draw 4 more cards, giving us the Crest, Molecular Decay, Energy, and T-Build and Exercise. So we'll go ahead and advance, start the villain phase, increase by 1. I'll place a delay counter there. And then he'll attack for 2, we'll defend. We'll do 2 plus 1, 3. And then we have defense of 2, so we're going to take 1 damage, bring us down to 9. And the counter card is Piercing Thorns. Treasury will reveal. Discard 1 card at random from your hand. If the Zori Man has the wood trait, discard 1 card you control. Well, he doesn't have the wood trait, he has the metal trait. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do we want. And that's not big enough, so we'll just discard 1 card at random from our hand. Just discard this one, so we'll discard Warp Reality. Since our go, now we will spend 2 to put the Witch's Crest in place with a 2-cost upgrade, and when boost icons on the counter card counter, we can exhaust the crest to increase or decrease the number of boost icons on that card by 1. We'll go ahead and end our turn there. There's nothing else we can do. Draw back to 5, giving us a Hex Bolt. Downtime. And speed. Villain's phase. Increase by 1. He'll attack for 2. We won't defend. 0. Let's get rid of Magic Shield to block all that damage. And then the encounter card is Slipping Sanity. It's an obligation. So we can flip over to Alter Ego form to exhaust 1 of the max multi, remove Slipping Sanity from the game, discard the top 5 cards in the encounter deck. And for each star icon in the boost area, discard this way, place 1 threat on the main scheme to discard this obligation. And let's just go ahead and flip her over and exhaust it. Get rid of that. And it's our turn. Let's go ahead and just end our turn there and draw a card. This crisis averted. Villain phase goes to 1. Oh, I had to, because we didn't trigger the force response, so we have to discard 1 resource card from our hand. Let's get rid of downtime. Then we'll draw this. 3, 5, 6. So crisis averted and multitasking. So that's that one. There's another delay counter. Now he's going to scheme for 1. plus 3. This will be a 4. We can exhaust that to narrow that down to 2 because it's not a hero action, it's just an interrupt. So he'll only scheme for 3. Putting that at 6. Then we're getting the counter card. Icy Grip. When revealed, you are stunned. Yeah, Zordman has the ice trait, take 2 indirect damage. Well, he doesn't have the ice trait, so we're just going to be stunned. It's going to be our turn. Let's go ahead and flip over. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. For Crisis Averted, so we can remove 6 threat from the main scheme. If we pay for this card using the mineral resource, which we didn't, we bypass Crisis, so we'll do remove all threat. Then let's shake the stun off. In our turn, drawing up to interrogation room. Weaken. Speed of Sense of Justice. And turn the tide. So this will go by 1. Another delay counter, put that to 3. He'll attack. We'll defend. 3. He's got 2 and then 1 boost. Then this will take 1 damage. Bring us down to 8. Then we'll take in a counter card. Advance spells going to scheme. So he'll scheme for 1. Plus 3. We'll trigger Rich's Crest. So you knock that down to 2. So he'll scheme for 3. And it's our turn. We'll go 1, 2 for a Hex Bolt. So the first card is a 2, so we'll draw a card. Then we go Magic Shield. Second card is a 0, so we'll deal 2 damage to an enemy. And then the 5. And the third card is a 0. Putting it down to 3. Spend 2 to put Wicked into play. He's a 2-cost ally. He's an Avenger. 1 thwart, 1 attack. He'll take advantage when using any of those abilities. 3 hit points. Then after he thwarts, you discard the top card in the counter deck. And for each boost icon, discard this way, deal 1 damage to an enemy. So he'll thwart for 1. He'll take a damage. Discard for 1. Knocking Zordman down to 2. We will ready back up. It's end our turn. Doing some the Hex Bolt, multitasking, Spiritual Meditation, Sorcerer Supreme, and Endurance. This will go to 4. Then play counter. Bring that to 4. He'll attack, we'll defend. Go to 2. And as a boost, we put this card into play, so he's going to switch. So now he has Rocky Outcrop, which is, now he has a Stone trait. And then after Zordman makes an undefended attack he heals 1 damage from 2 damage. There are 5 more delay counters. And then the second. So now we got Mess of Things. So it's a side scheme. Has a hazard icon, so you'll get an additional counter card still and play next round. He comes in with 2 threat. And when revealed, place 2 additional threat here for each stun from the character. Well, nobody's stunned. So he comes in with 2. So it'll be our turn. Let's go ahead and play Spiritual Meditation. It's a 0 cost event. Play only if Virginia has a Mystic trait, which we do. So we draw 2 cards, and then we choose and discard 1 card from our hand. So we'll draw Avengers Mansion and Agatha Harkness. Let's go ahead and drop Avengers Mansion. Spend 1 for Endurance. Increase my hit points to 3, bring this up to 11. Distort Awakened for 1. Take some damage. He'll do 0. We'll increase the crest to 1. But I don't know if that boost icon if that comes into play, or you just discard him, because it's not acting as a boost card. We just discard, so I don't think it does. But if anybody knows, let me know. So I'll do down to 1, and then we'll spend 2 for Hex Bolt. So the first card is a 2. So we draw a card, giving us quite an area. Then second one is a 0. So we deal 2 damage to an enemy. Brings our man down to 0. So we'll flip him over. So he comes in with 2 skin, 2 attack. He gains the trait of each environment in play, and so his Super Zordon power is in play. We deal 1 encounter card to each player. Otherwise, search the encounter deck and discard powerful Super Zordon power and reveal it. Shuffle the encounter deck and be able to search this way. So let's see if it's in here. There it is. So we don't shuffle the encounter deck. So Super Zordon power comes in with 3 threat per player, and then he's going to gain traits of ice, metal, stone, and wood. So that was 1. That was number 2. So the third one is a 1. So remove 2 threat from the scheme. Let's get rid of Mess of Things. Then we'll end our turn. And we'll draw up to Quicksilver, Molecular Decay, Strength, another clear area. So this will go to 5. We'll get another encounter. So that takes 5 delay counters now. He'll attack with the Film Wicked. It's 4 and a boost, so the Orban has the ice trait or metal trait. We give him a tough status card, so he does. And we can't get rid of that. So he gets a tough. And then Wicked's gone. Then Scorpion comes into play. He has 3 scheme, 3 attack. He has quick strike, so if the minion engages you, he attacks you. He'll do 3. And we're not going to block. So he'll do 3 damage to us, knocking us down to 8. And then after Scorpion attacks and damages the character, stun that character, so we're going to be stunned. And he has 7 hit points. So let's do this. Let's do 3 for Molecular Decay. So we'll deal 5 damage to an enemy. So we'll do 5 to Scorpion. And then discard the top 2 cards in the counter deck. For each boost icon the Scarlet Witch way, deal 1 additional damage to the enemy. So there's 1, 2. So Scorpion is gone. Oh, actually, no. We gotta shake that stun off first, then we'll play it. So it'll still be gone. Then let's play 1 for a cleared area. Let's make that down to 1. Then we'll end our turn, draw up for Molecular Decay, Spiritual Meditation, X-Bolt, Genius, and Quint Carrier. So that goes to 6. He'll attack for 2. We'll defend because I don't want to have him heal up. So we'll do 2. And then as a booster, there's 5 more delay counters on the main scheme. Take 1 direct damage. There is, so we'll take 1 indirect damage. Attacks for 2, so we don't take any other damage. Counter card. Oh boy, the villain's going to attack. Can't defend this time, so he'll do 2. And another boost. So put this card into play, so he's going to switch out to Dense Forest. This undefended attack, so we're down to 5. So after his Zoroman makes an undefended attack against you, take 1 direct damage, 2 indirect damage. There are 5 more delay counters on the main scheme with a risk, so we're down to 3 now. Oh boy. Let's go ahead and play Spiritual Meditation. Draw 2. Give him this Heimdall. Magic Shield. We decked ourselves, so we taking a counter card, and we want to discard a card. Let's discard. Let's discard a Quint Carrier. No, I don't want to discard Quint Carrier. Pretty much need all this. Well, let's discard Heimdall. Oh, he has 15 hit points. Let's go 2, 3. Put Quint Carrier into play. So it's a 3-cost support play only for doing his original trait, which we do. So we exhaust Quint Carrier to generate a wild resource. So we'll do 1, 2 for a Hex Bolt. So, oh no, because this one is going to trigger because we can't shuffle back up. So we're not even going to do that. We'll do that to play Magic Shield. Then we'll end our turn. And he's about to gain acceleration token pretty soon. So we need to try to get him out of here as soon as possible. Alright, so that's go to 1, so it's up to 7. Another delay counter puts it to 6. He'll attack. We're not going to defend. So we won't defend, we're going to take 2 indirect damage if we do defend. Yeah, we'll rather defend, so he'll do 2. +1 and then the boost. So it's 3. You'll take 1 damage. We can knock that down to 0 to take none damage. Let's do that. So we'll take no damage, but we're going to be stunned because of the boost. So now he's decked himself, so he'll get an acceleration token. So it's going to go up by 2 now instead of 1. So it's time to start putting the pedal to the metal here. Start whittling down that health. He's got that tough. So we need to get rid of that. And we got to draw back up to our hand size. I got the hardness, molecular decay, Wiccan, spiritual meditation. Then counter card. So first counter card is treachery. So when revealed in hero mode, which we are, take 3 indirect damage. 4 indirect damage. Instead, Warzone has the mill trick, which he does. So we're going to have to get rid of this to knock that down to just 1 damage. So we're down to 2. Then the villains are going to scheme. Scheme for 2, plus another 2. I'll put that at 9. Go ahead and do chaos control. Try to reduce that down to 0. But it's a boost for the fighting word delay counters. On the main scheme, take 1 direct damage. So we're down to 1. He'll scheme for 2. Putting that at 9. It's going to be our turn. Let's go and play spiritual meditation. Draw 2, clear the area, multitasking. Get rid of 1. Just get rid of that. Let's do 2. For multitasking. So we move 2 threat from the scheme. So do take out super sorting powder. Then we paid for this card. We use a metal source, which we did. We use Wicked and 2 threat from a different scheme. So max that down. We'll do 1, 2 for a Hex Bolt. It's an action. It's not an attack, so we can use it while we're stunned. So discard top 3 cards. So the first one is a 0, so we deal 2 damage to enemies, so that gives us the tough. The second one is a 1, so we remove 2 threat from a scheme, bring that down to 5. And then the third one is a 3, so place a status card on the character. We're going to confuse them because we need to flip over and heal. So we'll end our turn. And we'll draw Spiritual Meditation, Molecular Decay, Source of Supreme, Order and Chaos, Strength, Empower All of Us. That'll advance to 2, so it goes to 7. He's going to scheme. Well, he can't because he's confused. So we'll get rid of that. Then counter card, Snowy Hillside. So we'll skip that out. Then again, Surge. So I'll need more duplication. So Treachery, so it has the Ice. So Exhaust for Identity. That really messed things up. Now I can't heal up. So let's go ahead and play Power All of Us for Source of Supreme. 2 cost upgrade. Play on if you have the Mystic trait, which we do. So we get +1 hand size on hero form. Let's play Spiritual Meditation to draw 2 and discard 1. Energy. Expel. Let's get rid of Order of Chaos. Oh man. This is not looking good at all. So let's see. It'll go to 2, put it at 9. He's going to scheme for 2, which put that at 11. He'll probably scheme out. Got 1 hit point left. You know what? And we're stunned, so we can't even. Oh, God, this is terrible. Terrible, terrible. The only thing I can use is Hex Bolt. I can't use Molecular Decay. You know what? Yeah, let's just end it. And then cross our fingers. Interrogation room. So this will go to 2, so this goes to 9. He's going to scheme for 2. Plus 2 in a boost. Maybe his ice trait, which he does, so he's going to get a tough status card. So is that 2? So it's 9. That's 11. That'll be 13. We've reduced that to 1. So it'll be 3. Puts him at 12. And that is the game. All right. My thoughts on this so far, I'm not a fan of her Justice. Don't know why. I'm just not. So yeah, that's my opinion of her. So far, I played with aggression. I like her in aggression. I'll use her for leadership next. I'm not a big fan of leadership at all. I think it's a boring aspect, but that's just my opinion. Probably in multiplayer it's better, but for solo, I'm not a fan of it. I really haven't played multiplayer so far. I've played like maybe 2 games of multiplayer, but that's about it. Anyway, that's the game, and hopefully you all enjoy the channel, enjoy the content. Let's go ahead and like, subscribe and go ahead and hit that share button. Spread the word of this new Marvel Champions channel. Other than that, I will see you guys later. Take care.